All right, ready to dive deep into how AI is changing the game for big companies. We've got a stack of articles from Dr. Ari Masudi, who's a real expert in deep tech marketing, and he's been laying out a vision for how AI can revolutionize every single part of a business.
It's really fascinating stuff. He doesn't just talk about the hype, he gets into the nitty-gritty of how companies are already using AI today and, more importantly, where they can take it next.
That's what makes this so valuable for our listeners, especially those in tech leadership roles. This
Mm.
is like a roadmap to understanding how AI can give you a real competitive edge.
Exactly. AI isn't just about replacing jobs or making things a bit faster. It's about opening up entirely new ways to understand your customers, make your operations hum, and even invent totally new products and services.
Okay, so let's get into it. Dr. Masudi kicks things off with an industry you might not immediately think of as cutting-edge construction.
Right, not the first thing that comes to mind, is it? But he looks at J.E. Dunn construction, and they're already using big data in really interesting ways. They're building these real-time 3D models of their projects and generating super accurate cost estimations.
I read that they've actually cut 12 weeks off their pre-construction phase just by using data.
Yep, 12 weeks. Just imagine what they could do with AI integrated into the process.
That's what Dr. Masudi gets at. He argues that AI could take them even further. He talks about using predictive analytics to spot things like cost overruns or design flaws before they even become problems.
That's huge. It's a difference between reacting to problems and stopping them before they happen.
Exactly. And he also talks about using AI to make those cost estimates even more precise.
Which is great for building trust with clients. When you can deliver on your promises because your numbers are spot on, that strengthens relationships.
So it seems like a theme is emerging here, taking existing processes that are already data-driven and then supercharging them with AI for even better results.
Yeah, that's a key takeaway. It's about evolution, not revolution, building on what's working and making it exponentially better.
Okay, next up is Hagleitner Hygiene International. They're all about hygiene products, and you wouldn't think AI right away, but Dr. Masudi gets really creative here.
He really does. He talks about using computer vision to monitor public spaces all the time, 24/7.
Like a system that could spot a spill before someone slips, or figure out which areas need more frequent cleaning.
Exactly. No more guessing. It's all data-driven. He also talks about using predictive analytics to anticipate peak usage times and when equipment might break down.
That's going to save a ton of money on maintenance, only sending crews out when they're actually needed.
Right. It's about being proactive, not reactive.
Okay, now let's switch gears to a company that's already doing some amazing things with data. Marriott International. They're combining customer data with things like weather forecasts, local events, and even social media to adjust room rates on the fly.
It's super smart. They're using data to stay ahead of the game and get the most out of their rooms. But Dr. Masudi thinks AI could take their pricing to a whole other level.
He talks about using machine learning to build really accurate demand forecasting models. Basically, Marriott could predict exactly how many guests they'll have and set prices accordingly.
That level of precision has got to be huge for their bottom line. No more guessing, just solid data-driven pricing.
He also sees potential in using natural language processing, or NLP, to analyze all those reviews and social media posts. It's about understanding what guests really want.
And then tailoring everything to meet those needs. Imagine a system that knows your favorite kind of room, what amenities you like, even what restaurants you enjoy.
Okay, now let's talk about telecommunications. Dr. Masudi looks at Verizon, which is already making money from its data, with their program called Precision Market Insights.
Right, they're using all the information they get from their millions of mobile customers to help businesses understand the market.
Dr. Masudi thinks AI could make this program even more valuable, though. He talks about using machine learning to find hidden patterns and those weird anomalies that might slip through the cracks.
It's like digging deeper into the data and finding those golden nuggets of insight.
And he's big on AI-powered recommendations, delivering super personalized marketing campaigns to the right people at the right time.
It's not just about targeting ads, though. It's about figuring out what customers need and offering solutions. Like imagine a system that knows you're traveling and automatically suggests travel packages or deals based on where you're going.
Now let's talk about a company that's already using data to help people save money. Kayak. Their predictive model, which is based on a massive amount of search data, can tell you with like 85% accuracy whether flight prices will go up or down.
They've pretty much cracked the code of airline pricing. It's amazing. But Dr. Masudi thinks AI could make those predictions even sharper, giving travelers even more confidence when they book.
He says machine learning could really fine-tune those models and get that accuracy even higher. Imagine knowing for sure whether you should book that flight now or wait for a better deal.
Right. No more second guessing yourself. And he also talks about NLP, using it to understand what people are searching for and give them really personalized travel recommendations.
So not just showing you flights, but maybe suggesting hotels, activities, even
Oh,
restaurants that fit your style.
exactly. It's about creating a whole travel experience that's tailored to you.
Okay, let's move to an industry that's been making headlines for its AI adoption, supermarkets. Dr. Masudi looks at Tesco, which is working with IBM to use sensors in refrigerators.
That's right. They're using them to optimize energy use and be more efficient.
And I heard they've saved over 20 million euros a year doing this.
Yeah, it's a great example of how data can make businesses more sustainable and save money at the same time.
But Dr. Masudi sees even more potential. He talks about using AI for predictive maintenance.
Right, like knowing when a fridge is about to break down and fixing it before it causes problems.
Exactly. And he also talks about using AI to adjust those fridge settings in real time, to use as little energy as possible while keeping food fresh.
It's all about that holistic approach to sustainability, using less energy, less waste, and really optimizing resources. AI can make a huge difference.
And finally, for this part, let's look at HDFC Bank in India. They're already using data to figure out how their customers like to be contacted.
Yeah, making sure their messages are actually seen, whether it's email, text, social media. It's all about knowing where your customers are and how they want to hear from you.
Dr. Masudi thinks AI could make their communication strategies even more dynamic.
Like adjusting to real-time changes in customer behavior. So maybe it knows you usually check email in the morning and prefer text in the evening.
That's smart. He also talks about using AI to analyze customer feedback and really tailor responses so it feels more personal.
It's all about making customers feel heard and valued. AI can help companies do that.
So we've covered a lot here. It's clear that AI is changing the game across so many industries, but this is just the beginning.
Yeah, we're just scratching the surface. Dr. Masudi has a lot more to share, and we'll dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, let's jump back into Dr. Masudi's insights. He takes us to the world of econs next and showcases Otto, a big player in Germany. They're known for having a really customer-friendly return policy, right?
Yeah, super generous, which is great for customers, but it's definitely a challenge for Auto, logistically and financially. And that's where AI comes in.
Okay, how so?
Well, they're already using an AI algorithm to predict sales, like what they'll sell over the next 30 days. And get this, it's over 90% accurate.
Wow, that's incredible. How do they get it so accurate?
They feed the algorithm tons of data, past sales, what people are searching for online, even the weather forecast to figure out how demand might shift. It's pretty amazing. They manage a huge inventory, over 200,000 items every month, and this algorithm does a lot of the heavy lifting.
So AI is basically acting like a super-powered inventory manager.
You could say that. But Dr. Masudi thinks they can take it even further. He suggests using something called reinforcement learning.
Reinforcement learning. Remind me what that is again?
It's a type of AI that learns from every decision it makes. So over time, it gets really, really good at predicting how much of each item to stock. So you minimize those out-of-stock situations, but you're also not overstocked.
That's got to be a huge win for them. Less waste and happier customers.
Exactly. He also mentions using deep learning, which is a more complex kind of AI, to analyze those subtle patterns in the sales data, maybe even push that prediction accuracy even higher.
So AI is helping them be super customer-centric while making their operations crazy efficient.
That's the sweet spot, isn't it? Using AI to create a really smooth and enjoyable shopping experience for everyone.
Okay, Dr. Masudi takes us back to the world of telecommunications with Deutsche Telekom. We talked about Verizon using AI for marketing and data analysis. So what's Deutsche Telekom doing differently?
They're all about customer service. They've got this system that's always scanning social media, looking for any negative comments about their services.
So they're not waiting for people to call or email. They're finding those complaints out there in the wild.
Exactly. And then they try to fix those problems before they get bigger.
Smart. I bet people really appreciate that.
They do. But Dr. Masudi thinks they can do even better with, you guessed it, AI. He suggests using NLP not just to spot those negative comments, but to understand the context.
So, like, is it a serious problem that needs immediate attention or just someone venting a little? NLP can help them figure that out.
Right, and then respond appropriately. It's about more than just reacting. It's about understanding that customers' experience and making them feel heard.
He also talks about using AI-powered chatbots.
Yep. Those are great for quick answers, offering troubleshooting tips, and even escalating to a human when needed. It's about having that 24/7 support.
Let's talk healthcare now. Dr. Masudi looks at Express Scripts by Evernorth, a pharmacy delivery company. They're using big data to do something really interesting.
Right, they're trying to predict whether people will actually take their meds as prescribed.
That's a tough one.
It is, but they're analyzing over 300 factors and getting a 94% accuracy rate.
That's amazing. How are they doing that?
They look at things like the patient's history, their condition, even social and economic factors. It's really complex. But of course, Dr. Masudi thinks AI can improve it even more.
Makes sense. What does he suggest?
He talks about using, you guessed it, machine learning,
Yeah.
specifically reinforcement learning again. So it's not just static factors. The AI is constantly learning and getting better at predicting each individual patient's behavior.
So it's tailored to each person.
Exactly. And that can help healthcare providers give better care. He also mentions using NLP to analyze those messy doctor's notes and patient feedback, creating a more holistic view of the patient.
AI sifting through mountains of data to find the nuggets of insight that could really make a difference.
Exactly. It's powerful stuff. AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare in so many ways.
Okay, let's jump back to finance with Citibank. They're already using big data for their price rewind program, where they refund you if something you bought goes on sale.
Oh, yeah, that's a great program. Shows they're really committed to giving people the best price.
Dr. Masudi thinks they can make it even better, though, even more proactive. How?
He thinks they should use machine learning to predict when prices are going to drop. Imagine getting a notification saying, hey, that thing you just bought, we think it's going to go on sale soon. Want to request a refund now?
That would be amazing. No more obsessively checking prices.
Right. AI taking the hassle out of it. He also mentions NLP again, this time for chatbots that can handle those price rewind inquiries, making the whole process even smoother.
So AI is basically enhancing a program that's already pretty good.
It's about finding those opportunities to improve at every touch point, and AI is the tool to do it.
Okay, let's talk about agricultural machinery now. Dr. Masudi brings up John Deere, a company that's been doing some really innovative stuff with precision agriculture.
Yeah, they've been equipping their tractors with sensors for years now, collecting tons of data on everything from weather to soil conditions to crop health.
It's like having a supercomputer on wheels, helping farmers make better decisions.
Exactly. But Dr. Masudi thinks they can take it even further with AI. Imagine a system that can tell you the absolute best time to plant based on real-time data, or that can spot a disease in your crops before you can even see it with your own eyes.
That's incredible. That level of precision could make a huge difference for farmers.
Right. Increase yield, save money, be more environmentally friendly. It's about using AI to make farming smarter and more sustainable. And he also talks about AI-powered autonomous machinery, which is basically...
Self-driving tractors.
Yep. Imagine that. Tractors that can plant, fertilize, and harvest crops all on their own, frees up the farmer to focus on the bigger picture.
It's mind-blowing to think how AI is changing the game for an industry as old as agriculture.
It really is. Now let's talk about Nestle. They're already using big data to manage their brand reputation, especially on social media.
Yeah, they're super active online, engaging with customers and all that.
Right, and they're using data to monitor conversations and jump on any negative comments. Important stuff these days. But Dr. Masudi thinks they can up their game even more with AI.
How so?
He talks about using NLP for something called sentiment analysis. So instead of having people read through thousands of comments, AI can scan them and figure out the overall tone, like are people happy, angry, or what?
So it's like an early warning system for bad PR.
Exactly. And he also talks about using machine learning to predict potential crises. So they can analyze past crises and look for patterns that might indicate another one is brewing.
So AI is helping Nestle stay ahead of the curve, manage their brand reputation more proactively.
Precisely. And of course, he mentions AI-powered chatbots again for that 247 customer engagement.
They're popping up everywhere, aren't they?
They are. And they're getting more sophisticated all the time. They're not just for answering simple questions anymore.
Okay, let's move on to Sephora. I know they're already using technology to personalize the shopping experience. They have those beacons in their stores, right?
Yeah, they interact with people's smartphones, sending them personalized offers and gathering data on what they're looking at.
So they're already doing some pretty cool stuff with personalization.
Wow.
What does Dr. Masudi think they can do with AI?
He talks about using computer vision to analyze the camera feeds in the store.
Wait, so they could track people's movements and what they're looking at?
Yeah, but obviously privacy is a big concern. It has to be done responsibly. But the idea is to understand customer behavior even better, like which areas of the store are most popular, what products people are drawn to, even their emotional reactions to displays and promotions.
Wow, that's a lot of data.
It is. But imagine using that data to design the perfect store layout, put products in the exact right spots, even optimize staffing levels. It's about making the entire experience more seamless and enjoyable for the shopper.
So it's not just about watching people. It's about using data to make the store better for everyone.
Right. And he also talks about AI-powered recommendations, like you're walking through the makeup aisle and your phone buzzes, hey, we think you'll love this new foundation based on your skin type and what you've bought before.
That's pretty cool. It's like having a personal shopping assistant.
Exactly. It's about anticipating needs and making shopping more personalized and helpful. He also talks about predictive analytics to forecast product demand so they know how much of each product to order. No more empty shelves.
Okay, let's shift gears to the automotive industry now. Dr. Masudi looks at Mercedes-Benz and their fleet board system, which collects data from vehicles and cargo.
Yeah, it's a really sophisticated system that helps companies manage their fleets, track vehicles, optimize routes, all that good stuff.
But Dr. Masudi sees AI taking it even further.
Oh, yeah. He talks about using machine learning for something called predictive maintenance.
Predictive maintenance. So basically predicting when a vehicle is going to have a problem.
Exactly. Imagine a system that can analyze sensor data and say, hey, this truck's alternator is about to go out. You should probably schedule maintenance soon. Saves money on repairs and prevents breakdowns.
That's a huge benefit. And he talks about AI-powered behavioral analytics. What's that all about?
He's talking about analyzing driving habits to create personalized insurance policies so safer drivers get lower rates.
That seems a lot fairer than the traditional way of doing things.
It is. And it encourages safer driving, which is good for everyone. He also talks about using reinforcement learning to optimize fleet management even more.
So AI could help companies make smarter decisions about routing, scheduling, all those logistics.
Exactly. It's about using AI to make fleet operations as efficient and cost-effective as possible.
Okay, let's talk about another automotive giant, BMW. They're already using big data to catch problems in their cars before they even go on sale.
Yeah, quality control is huge for them. But Dr. Masudi sees AI taking it to a whole new level. He talks about using machine learning to analyze even more data and spot those quality issues even earlier.
So it's not just about reacting to problems, it's about preventing them in the first place.
Right. And he also talks about AI-driven automation to handle all those repetitive tasks in production and administration, freeing up people to do more interesting things.
So AI is working alongside humans, making us more efficient.
Exactly. And he also sees AI playing a bigger role in those customer-facing applications, like their mobile app and navigation system. Imagine having a voice assistant in your car that can actually understand what you're saying.
Hey BMW, find me the nearest coffee shop with oat milk lattes.
Exactly. And then it gives you directions, maybe even tells you if there's a wait. He also talks about personalized recommendations, driving tips, maintenance reminders, things like that.
Okay, let's talk about retail again, this time Walmart. I know they're already using big data for their online search, making sure people find what they're looking for.
Yeah, their Polaris tool uses machine learning and all that to understand what people are searching for and deliver the best results.
But Dr. Matsudi thinks they can do even better.
He does. He talks about using some pretty advanced NLP models, like BERT, which is really good at understanding the nuances of language. So even if you don't use the exact right keywords, it can figure out what you mean.
That's what we need, search engines that can actually read our minds.
Right. He also talks about using deep learning to create those hyper-personalized recommendations, the kind that makes you feel like the website knows you better than you know yourself.
A little creepy, but also pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fine line. But the goal is to make online shopping as intuitive and enjoyable as possible. He also talks about reinforcement learning to manage inventory and predict demand, so no more out-of-stock messages.
And no more wasted inventory sitting around.
Exactly. Win-win for everyone.
Let's switch to airlines now, specifically Ryanair. They're known for their low-cost fares, but they're also pretty savvy with data, right?
Yeah, they're analyzing all sorts of data to figure out how much people are willing to spend and target those who might want extra services.
So they're personalizing their offers to maximize their revenue.
Exactly. But Dr. Masudi sees AI taking it even further. He suggests using machine learning to make those predictions even more accurate, even more dynamic. So it's not just based on static data points, it's constantly learning and adapting.
So it's like, okay, this person usually books a basic economy ticket, but they're going on a longer trip this time. Maybe they'd be interested in upgrading to extra legroom.
Exactly. It's about creating a more personalized and responsive experience. He also talks about using AI-powered recommendations to suggest those upgrades and add-ons. And he suggests using reinforcement learning to optimize pricing, so they're always offering competitive fares but also maximizing their profits.
Okay, now Dr. Masudi takes us to Germany, where one of the biggest drugstore chains is using AI in a way you might not expect.
Yeah, DM Draw Marketer, or DM for short. They're using AI to manage their workforce. They've got this algorithm that predicts how many customers they'll have in each store and then adjusts staffing levels accordingly.
Makes sense. No point having a ton of staff standing around if it's a slow day.
Right. But Dr. Masudi thinks they can make this even better with machine learning. So they could factor in things like the weather, local events, even what's trending on social media to get those staffing levels even more precise.
So it's like a super smart scheduling system that's always adapting.
Exactly. And he also talks about using chatbots to handle customer inquiries, both in the store and online. Again, freeing up staff to focus on other things.
It seems like chatbots are becoming the go-to solution for customer service everywhere.
They really are. And they're getting better all the time. He also suggests using AI to manage inventory, which is crucial for a store with as many products as DM.
So no more empty shelves and disappointed customers.
And he talks about personalized training for employees, using AI to figure out what each employee needs to learn and create custom training programs.
It's amazing how DM is using AI to optimize every aspect of their business.
It really is. Now, let's talk about an industry you might not immediately think of when it comes to AI railroads. Dr. Masudi shines the spotlight on Union Pacific, the biggest railroad company in the U.S.
So what are they doing with AI?
They've been using big data for predictive maintenance for a while now, trying to prevent derailments and other accidents. They've got sensors on their trains collecting tons of data on track conditions, wheel wear, all sorts of stuff.
And it's working.
It's been hugely successful. Their derailment rate has gone down something like 75%. That's saved them millions of dollars and, more importantly, made things safer for everyone.
But of course, Dr. Masidi thinks they can do even better with AI.
Absolutely. He's just using machine learning to analyze all that sensor data and find patterns that might be missed by humans.
So it's like having a million eyes constantly scanning the tracks, looking for any tiny anomaly that could cause a problem.
Exactly. And he also talks about using deep learning, which is really good at analyzing images to inspect the tracks, wheels, everything, looking for even the smallest cracks or defects.
That's incredible. AI could spot problems that humans might miss.
Right. He also talks about using NLP to analyze maintenance reports and incident logs so they can learn from past incidents and improve their safety protocols. And he suggests using reinforcement learning to optimize maintenance schedules.
So AI could figure out the best time to schedule maintenance based on all sorts of factors.
Exactly. It's about making sure those trains are always running safely and efficiently.
Okay, now let's move to the heart of the tech world. Intel. They make those microprocessors that power our computers, right?
Yep, they're the biggest in the world. And they're already using big data to improve their production processes, analyzing test results to make sure their chips are top-notch quality. But Dr. Masudi sees AI taking it even further. He talks about using machine learning to analyze even more data and predict quality issues before they even happen.
So instead of just catching problems, they're preventing them.
Exactly. Imagine a system that can look at sensor data, test results, even employee feedback and say, hey, there might be a problem brewing here. Let's adjust the manufacturing process before any bad chips are made.
Let's have a self-correcting factory.
Exactly. And he also talks about using deep learning to inspect those chips, looking for tiny defects that a human might miss, and NLP to analyze all those reports and logs, finding patterns and insights.
So AI is like a super-powered quality control inspector.
You could say that. And then he talks about using reinforcement learning to actually optimize the production process itself.
So AI could figure out the best way to configure the machines, adjust settings, even optimize the testing procedures.
Right. It's about using AI to constantly learn and improve, making the whole manufacturing process smarter and more efficient.
Okay, let's shift gears to financial services now. Dr. Masudi highlights USAA, a company that specifically serves military members and their families.
They're already using big data to personalize their services, like reaching out with specific offers based on what's going on in a customer's life.
Yeah, like if someone's buying a house or having a baby, they might need different financial products.
Exactly. But Dr. Masudi thinks AI can make this even more sophisticated. He talks about using machine learning to predict what customers might need before they even ask for it.
So it's like having a financial advisor who's always one step ahead.
Exactly. Imagine getting a notification saying, "Hey, we noticed you're about to deploy overseas. Have you considered travel insurance or updating your will?"
That's incredible.
It's about being proactive and providing solutions before people even realize they need them. He also talks about using AI-powered chatbots to provide 24/7 support and handle those routine questions.
Chatbots are everywhere these days,
Uh,
but they're getting much better, aren't they?
oh yeah, they're becoming much more sophisticated. They can even understand emotions now and respond in a more empathetic way. He also mentions using AI to create hyper-personalized marketing campaigns.
So instead of those generic ads, you get messages that are actually relevant to you.
Exactly. It's about making every interaction feel personalized and valuable. And he talks about AI-driven automation for tasks like data entry and customer outreach.
Freeing up employees to focus on more strategic work.
Right. And lastly, he talks about using predictive analytics to anticipate customer needs before they even come up.
So instead of just reacting to requests, they're being proactive, offering solutions before problems even arise.
Exactly. It's about being a trusted advisor, helping people navigate those life challenges and achieve their financial goals.
It's amazing how USAA is using AI to create such a customer-centric experience. Okay, now Dr. Masudi takes us back to telecommunications, but this time it's T-Mobile. We already talked about Verizon, so what's T-Mobile doing with AI?
They're focusing on customer service, and they've built this system called QuickView that pulls together all the data they have on a customer so their reps can see everything in one place.
So when you call with a question, they're not fumbling around trying to find your account info.
Exactly. They have your entire history, your preferences, any past issues all right there. Makes for a much smoother and more personalized experience. But of course, Dr. Masudi sees room for improvement with AI.
Of course he does.
Mhm.
What's his suggestion?
He suggests using machine learning to boost their predictive analytics so they can predict things like which customers are most likely to leave and then do something about it, like offer them a special deal or something.
That's smart. Keep your best customers happy.
Exactly. He also talks about using NLP to analyze all those customer calls, emails, social media posts to really understand what people are saying, and chatbots, of course, for that instant support.
It seems like every company is jumping on the chatbot bandwagon these days.
They are. They're just so efficient, especially for handling those simple questions and requests.
What else does Dr. Masudi suggest for T-Mobile?
He talks about using reinforcement learning to figure out which offers and promotions are working best and adjust them in real time, so their marketing is always as effective as possible.
So AI is basically helping them run a more agile and responsive business.
Exactly. Okay, ready for a bit of a change of pace. Dr. Masudi takes us to Italy now, where one of the biggest coffee companies in the world is using AI in a way you might not expect.
Coffee and AI. This I gotta hear.
So Lavazza, they've been roasting coffee for over a century, but they realized that the traditional way of segmenting their customers just isn't cutting it anymore. Just looking at age, income, gender, it's not enough.
People are more complex than that.
Exactly. So they're doing in-depth interviews, analyzing all sorts of data to try to understand what really drives coffee drinkers, their lifestyles, their values, their preferences.
So it's about the why behind the purchase, not just the who.
Exactly. And Dr. Masudi suggests using AI to take this even further. He talks about machine learning to analyze tons of data and find those hidden patterns that humans might miss, like who's most likely to try a new type of coffee or respond to a certain kind of ad.
It's like AI is becoming a coffee connoisseur.
Right. He also talks about using NLP to analyze customer feedback, social media posts, reviews, all that stuff to really understand what people are saying,
Yeah.
and reinforcement learning to fine-tune their marketing and make sure their supply chain is running smoothly.
It's like AI is helping Lavazza brew the perfect cup of coffee from bean to cup.
I like that analogy. Now let's jump to logistics. Dr. Masudi focuses on DHL, one of the biggest logistics companies in the world.
Delivering packages is a tough business.
Yeah.
How is AI helping them?
Well, they're already using crowdsourcing and GPS route optimization to make things more efficient, but Dr. Masudi thinks AI can take them to the next level. He talks about using predictive analytics to forecast traffic, demand surges, things like that, so they can optimize delivery routes in real time.
So no more packages stuck in traffic jams.
Ideally, yeah. He also talks about using machine learning to match each package with the best delivery driver, someone who's in the right location, has the right vehicle, and has a good track record.
So it's like a super smart matchmaking service for packages.
Exactly. And of course, he mentions chatbots for customer support and real-time tracking updates, and computer vision, too.
Computer vision for packages, how does that work?
They could use cameras to track packages as they move through the system, make sure they're being handled properly, that sort of thing. Adds a whole new layer of visibility. And finally, he talks about using reinforcement learning to continuously improve the entire delivery process.
So AI is constantly learning, figuring out how to make things faster, smoother, more efficient.
Exactly. Okay, back to the friendly skies. This time it's Delta Airlines, and we're talking baggage handling. They're already using big data to track bags, which is a huge improvement, but Dr. Masudi thinks AI can make it even better.
I'm all ears. Lost baggage is the worst.
He suggests using predictive analytics to spot potential problems before they even happen, like which bags are most likely to get mishandled based on connections, flight loads, even the weather. Then they can proactively reroute those bags or make sure ground crews handle them with extra care.
So it's like AI is playing air traffic controller for suitcases.
Kind of, yeah. He also talks about anomaly detection systems to monitor everything in real time. So if a bag is being loaded onto the wrong plane or a conveyor belt jams, they'll know instantly.
Okay, that's super smart.
What else?
Personalized notifications for passengers so you get updates about your bag in the way you prefer. AI-powered chatbots for handling baggage inquiries. Sentiment analysis to see what people are saying about their baggage experience online. And even dynamic pricing and personalized offers, so maybe you get a discount on a checked bag if you've had a bad experience in the past.
It's like AI is trying to take all the stress out of flying.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about fast food. Dr. Masudi looks at McDonald's, a company that's no stranger to data analysis.
Yeah, they're already using data to personalize each restaurant to its local market. Menu choices, pricing, even the design of the drive-through.
So it's like McDonald's in New York might be totally different from McDonald's in Kansas.
In some ways, yeah. But Dr. Masudi thinks AI can make it even more precise. He talks about using machine learning to predict demand for specific menu items.
So no more running out of McNuggets at 8 p.m. on a Friday night.
Hopefully not. And he also talks about analyzing customer feedback in real time. So if people are complaining about cold fries, they'll know right away and can fix the problem. And AI-powered marketing, computer vision for quality control, chatbots for taking orders.
Wow, it's like AI is running the entire McDonald's operation.
In a lot of ways it is. It's fascinating to see how AI is being used to optimize every aspect of the business, from the kitchen to the drive-through.
So it's like AI is helping Lavazza brew the perfect cup of coffee, from bean to cup.
I like that analogy. Now let's jump to logistics. Dr. Masudi focuses on DHL, one of the biggest logistics companies in the world.
Delivering packages is a tough business. How is AI helping them?
Well, they're already using crowdsourcing and GPS route optimization to make things more efficient, but Dr. Masudi thinks AI can take them to the next level. He talks about using predictive analytics to forecast traffic, demand surges, things like that, so they can optimize delivery routes in real time.
So no more packages stuck in traffic jams.
Ideally, yeah. He also talks about using machine learning to match each package with the best delivery driver, someone who's in the right location, has the right vehicle, and has a good track record.
So it's like a super smart matchmaking service for packages.
Exactly. And of course, he mentions chatbots for customer support and real-time tracking updates, and computer vision, too.
Computer vision for packages, how does that work?
They could use cameras to track packages as they move through the system, make sure they're being handled properly, that sort of thing. Adds a whole new layer of visibility. And finally, he talks about using reinforcement learning to continuously improve the entire delivery process.
So AI is constantly learning, figuring out how to make things faster, smoother, more efficient.
Exactly. Okay, back to the friendly skies. This time it's Delta Airlines, and we're talking baggage handling. They're already using big data to track bags, which is a huge improvement, but Dr. Masudi thinks AI can make it even better.
I'm all ears. Lost baggage is the worst.
He suggests using predictive analytics to spot potential problems before they even happen. Like, which bags are most likely to get mishandled based on connections, flight loads, even the weather. Then they can proactively reroute those bags or make sure ground crews handle them with extra care.
So it's like AI is playing air traffic controller for suitcases.
Kind of, yeah. He also talks about anomaly detection systems to monitor everything in real time. So if a bag is being loaded onto the wrong plane or conveyor belt jams, they'll know instantly.
Okay, that's super smart. What else?
Personalized notifications for passengers so you get updates about your bag in the way you prefer. AI-powered chatbots for handling baggage inquiries. Sentiment analysis to see what people are saying about their baggage experience online. And even dynamic pricing and personalized offers, so maybe you get a discount on a checked bag if you've had a bad experience in the past.
It's like AI is trying to take all the stress out of flying.
Ugh.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about fast food. Dr. Masudi looks at McDonald's, a company that's no stranger to data analysis.
Yeah, they're already using data to personalize each restaurant to its local market. Menu choices, pricing, even the design of the drive-thru.
So it's like McDonald's in New York might be totally different from McDonald's in Kansas.
In some ways, yeah. But Dr. Masudi thinks AI can make it even more precise. He talks about using machine learning to predict demand for specific menu items.
So no more running out of McNuggets at 8 p.m. on a Friday night.
Hopefully not. And he also talks about analyzing customer feedback in real time. So if people are complaining about cold fries, they'll know right away and can fix the problem.
Hmm.
And AI-powered marketing, computer vision for quality control, chatbots for taking orders.
Wow, it's like AI is running the entire McDonald's operation.
In a lot of ways it is. It's fascinating to see how AI is being used to optimize every aspect of the business, from the kitchen to the drive-thru.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. It's clear that AI is already having a huge impact on businesses across a wide range of industries.
Yeah, and it's just the beginning.
What really stands out to me is how AI is being used to not just make businesses more efficient and profitable, but also to create better experiences for customers and employees.
I agree. It's about finding that balance between the human and the technological.
And I think that's the key takeaway for our listeners. Don't be afraid to embrace AI, but always keep that human element in mind. It's about using AI to augment our capabilities, to make us better, not to replace us altogether.
Well said. I think Dr. Masudi would agree with that.
So what do you think our listeners should take away from all of this? Where should they start if they want to explore AI in their own companies?
I think the first step is to just start learning. There are so many resources available online, books, articles, courses, and then start experimenting. You don't have to go all in on AI right away. Start small, see what works, and go from there.
Great advice. And remember, AI is a constantly evolving field, so stay curious, stay informed, and be ready to adapt.
Absolutely. The future is full of possibilities.
That's it for our deep dive into the world of AI and big business. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Until next time, keep innovating and keep pushing the boundaries.